Hello everyone, I'm Brazen Eagle and thank you for joining me here. According to Market Watch, when wives earn more than their husbands, their marriage is less likely to last. And you know what? I agree. Published on May 4th, 2019. However, of course, this article quickly blames men. This person, Quentin Fottrell, the writer of this article, believes that it is the man's fault for the divorce if he makes less than his wife. Here it says, when wives earn more than their husbands, some men just can't handle it. Obviously, Quentin Fottrell has no understanding of male or female nature. First of all, women initiate at least 80% of all divorces. That's just a fact. Secondly, men would love it if they could stay home and raise kids instead of going to work. Men would love to have a partner that makes more than them. For example, it could reduce the amount of stress that husbands feel when they have to work. They would love to stay home. But that, of course, does not factor in nature. And nature, above all, dictates what happens in relationships. Men, though, they know instinctually, we know, that if their wives make more than them, then the wife will be unhappy. Every female wants a husband to look up to, which of course includes a man that makes more money than her. Now, there is an exception to this. The only exception, though, is that the man can make up the difference in terms of social status or extreme or fairly high sexual attraction to the female. That's the only way, at least most of the time, why a woman who makes more money than the man would stay with them. But for your average man whose wife makes more than them, well, good luck with your marriage. It's not going to last very long. Women, though, you got to understand, they are attracted to money. Early on, this article, it still says here, my wife has always earned more money than me, and for a while, that absolutely killed our sex life. Dead. I'm a trial lawyer now, but from 2006 to 2016, I didn't make a dime. I went back to school to get my master's and PhD, and to try to break into academia. Dave Peters was one of the several men who told MEL magazine what it was like when their wives earned more money than they did. Sometimes it worked out okay, and other times it caused problems. But Peters said his relationship ran into difficulty because of how his wife handled their disparity in income. His wife made $180,000 a year, wow, and he said she was the only one who always had the final word when it came to vacations, where they ate dinner and other household bills. The kids would ask her for money, and then when she said no, they'd respond, fine, I'll ask Dad then, he said, and she would snort, yeah, sure. He got a higher paying job, and happily, things improved. You gotta understand this about females. Women will not be attracted to someone they feel superior to unless it's absolutely forced. They are disgusted by men that they see or feel are less worthwhile. And this is why women making more money than their long-term partners or husbands have a greater chance of breaking up and just skyrockets the divorce chance. The divorce rate at the current moment is a little bit less than 50%, but from this Time magazine from 2010, if a woman makes more money than her husband, then the likelihood of a divorce is 40% greater than the lesser earning counterparts. Wow. The study, which was conducted over the course of 25 years, found that women who earned around 60% of the total household income were much more likely to split. Surprisingly, here's the kicker though. It also didn't matter how affluent the couple was, rich or poor. A couple was more likely to split if the woman was the main breadwinner. Women just don't want a partner that makes less than them. They want someone to look up to. That's just nature at work. You got to understand, women are not just attracted to men to whom they feel superior. They're just not attracted to them. Also, a woman is only as loyal as her options, especially in relationships. That's something key to remember. A woman is only as loyal as her options. Men too, but women, especially in relationships, are much more likely to not stay. However, this article continues and tries to find evidence through constant research by stating that there have been mixed results when it comes to various studies regarding men and women who are the breadwinner in the relationship, and the likelihood, of course, of divorce. It goes on stating that as women earn more within the past couple of decades, the more couples and families there are in which women are the breadwinners and men stay home or make less, causing more friction within the relationships. However, this article does later shift to shaming men about how fragile the male ego is. Oh my goodness. Let's see. There's a picture down here. So, yeah, down here. It's over here. At the other end of the spectrum, it may not behoove men to brag about their earning power before marriage. Men who lead a flashy lifestyle are regarded as being more interested in short-term hookups or affairs than marriage, according to a 2018 study by Daniel Kruger, a faculty associate at the University of Michigan, and Jessica Kruger, a clinical assistant professor at the University of Buffalo in New York, and published in the magazine blah 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 blah. Then they studied two groups of undergraduate students who rated two fictional men on the perceived dating and parenting skills, interest in relationships, and attractiveness to others. Both men had the same budget, but frugal Dan said he spent his $20,000 on a car for reliability, while flashy Dave said he spent $15,000 on his car and used $5,000 to pimp his ride with larger wheels, a paint job, and a sound system. Men have a greater tendency to conspicuously display their wealth, the researchers wrote. And that's it of the article. In this article, that's all they did about that study. They didn't give us the results of what the people thought who were rating these two different guys. It's very interesting that they brought it in a study without the conclusion. Go figure. Maybe they're pushing a narrative. Maybe they're not. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not. Who knows? But here it is. Writer Julia Baird has another less flattering theory about men's attitudes towards money and marriage. She wrote in Glamour magazine, so you know this is good if it's written in Glamour magazine. Oh, how fragile is the ego of a man. We must never let him feel like a bonsai in a grove of California redwoods. No, he must always see himself as a towering tree, magnificent in comparison with his female partner. Wow. When she was writing a biography of Queen Victoria, Baird discovered that even Victoria was afraid her beloved Albert would feel emasculated. Go figure. Men, they want to provide for their families. They want to sacrifice for their families. That's how they show their love, by providing and sacrificing for their families. And when they can't do that, well, then the female obviously will leave. It's just instinctual. It's just nature. But we do have kind of a voice of reason within the end of this Market Watch article. Down here, let's see. Some men are more concerned with their financial future than their egos, though. This 41-year-old California man who said he's worth $1.8 million, so it's not very much in California probably, wrote to Market Watch to ask advice about marrying a woman who is far less wealthy than he is. If our marriage does not work out, does she get half of what we made in the time together, he asked. I have never actually mentioned details of my finances to her, but it feels like a conversation we should have. He, for one, would be much happier if his girlfriend had a higher salary and owed more real estate and other investments. Yeah, I would. How do I explain to someone that I care about the money that I've sweated so hard over for almost 2 decades, he wrote. I know this may sound selfish, and maybe I am being selfish, but I've come from absolutely nothing, and I just want to keep working towards my financial goals. And now, he's bracing himself to ask his prospective wife for a prenup. And just a little side note on prenups, they're worthless. They're toilet paper. They won't protect you. Judges don't care. Judges don't care about you. They care about protecting the woman. But, of course, any sensible man, especially in today's world, why would he get married? It's just not worth it. But, with that in mind, this is a little short article from Market Watch. I'm Brazen Eagle. Hope you learned something. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.